Hey guys, today we're talking about Lil Tay. I didn't talk about her when the initial news came out. I just felt so icky about it, and then it was pretty much immediately disproved, and people were just very confused, and I was confused, and we were all confused, and now we have more information, I guess. But yeah, so subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. I post drama and commentary content all the time, and let's just get into it. So she hasn't posted in around 5 years, and if you guys don't know who Lil Tay is, she was known for like flexing, and she was coming up around the like hype beast, rice gum culture on the internet, where like everyone was just flexing and like rapping and making music videos, and it was just a very weird time on the internet. But she came up around that time, and obviously she was around like 8 or 9 at the time. She was flexing in like Ferraris and penthouses and wearing expensive stuff, and people were just very confused. One, where she's getting the stuff from. Two, whose idea this is, because it's obviously not her idea. She's like a child.
You already know what it is. Lil Tay, the youngest flex of the century. I'm only 9 years old, but I'm richer than all y'all broke ass haters. Lil Tay out here balling in the IA. I dropped 200 racks on this car, and I'm only 9 years old. I got the keys to this car. See this? These are butterfly wings. Y'all haven't seen this car in your lives. I've been driving this around the Beverly Hills area. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all haters hate me. I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I still drive this sports car. This Lil Tay, let me tell y'all something. This costs more to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, this is my closet. Everything here will be designer. Gucci, Louis, Versace.
It was like getting more and more like crumbs of information, and then she just disappeared off the internet. It came out that one, she was flexing with her mum's clients' stuff, mainly the houses and the cars, because her mum was a real estate agent working in like a realtor office. I'm assuming selling quite high-end houses and apartments and properties. And then two, we had her brother was directing this whole thing. So there was a video that came out. I will try to find it.
Lil Tay always got enough money. This cost me $2,000. This cost me $10,000, and this.
I said stop saying 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,500.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense. 10,000. Your auntie, Lil Tay gon' f your mama, and I'ma smack your auntie, cause your mama a thought and your auntie ugly as f.
I gon' f your mama, and I'ma still smack your auntie, cause your mama a thought and your auntie ugly as f.
She's basically like on the verge of tears, trying to get out these words, trying to be hype beasty and flexy and stuff, and he keeps on correcting her and saying like, no, you're saying it wrong, like say it like this. It was just crazy to see someone directing their younger sister to be like that. Like, that was very weird. Now this to me means that the brother and the mum are both like co-signing this behavior, because they're like either providing things for her to flex with, or they're telling her how to flex. So we're having this like moment here of the mum, the brother, and the child. Now people started hating on Lil Tay. She was quite controversial. She even used the N-word, which she then apologized for on TV. She was a child at the time though. She was about 8 or 9, and like I said, her brother was directing her to say whatever he wanted to say. So I know for a fact that that was not what a child wanted to say. Like, she doesn't even probably know what it means, or didn't know at the time, and he was just like, yeah, that's what all the rappers say, just say that. So now 5-ish years later, she's no one can decide on her age, and no one is saying her age. Apparently I've just been texted by someone that in the live stream, I don't know if I just didn't catch it the first time around, she said people have been hating on her for 5 years since she was 9, so that would make her 14 if she actually said that.
You already know what the f going on. Lil Tay's back. It's been 5 years and y'all still broke. The GOAT is back. 5 years and I'm still the youngest one out. 5 years and y'all are still broke. So don't take it out on me. Why the f coming at me for? Y'all hating ass hated on me when I was 9 years old.
Places are saying 14, famous birthdays are saying 15, some other places are saying 16, Wikipedia is saying 14. There's just a lot going on, and we don't actually know much about this girl. Like, there is just not much that we know other than like the crumbs that we get. Anyway, so 5-ish years later, she's 14, 15, 16, who knows? And it's announced on her Instagram that both her and her brother are deceased, but they kind of skim over the brother and they just kind of focus on Lil Tay, which is eerie in itself. No one's speaking out. People are asking for comments. Her dad is declining comments. Her dad and her mum are actually separated, and he like has a new wife that he's with. So no one is commenting. There is like a manager speaking out. Now the manager is allegedly going to be selling a crypto coin to do with Lil Tay. So this whole situation starts getting very eerie, and then her Instagram account starts posting stuff again. There are new Instagram accounts popping up saying I've been hacked, I've been this, oh it's not me, don't believe anyone. Now what's really weird is a few years back, so in between her leaving the internet and this now, her brother actually started a GoFundMe page because her dad was apparently abusing and exploiting her. So he wanted to raise money to like start a trial against him essentially, but the whole back end of that was super like not, a lot of that didn't make sense. I didn't actually know what was going on, but apparently there was some kind of a custody trial that her mum won against her dad, which she does talk about in this Instagram live stream.
He wanted control over my career and my money, and I had to go through, me and my family had to go through even more years of abuse through the court system because of him. But in the end, we won. I am free now, and I thank God every day for it. I thank my mom for it. She spent all of her life savings in court. She spent all of her life savings to support me, and we won.
So as you can see, like, we don't actually know what to believe anymore. That's just the kind of general consensus. About last week, she was seen allegedly at the airport. What we assumed was her. It was her brother and a girl that looked like her, but like face mask, glasses, hoodie, like entering a car, leaving with a brother. So we had assumed that like, yeah, this must be her, right? Tell me why. Like yesterday, she posted a music video. The music video is on about 2 million views right now, which is good, but like, I don't know. I just think they all expected kind of more. There's like some hair on my face. So the music video is her dancing. She looks a lot older now, obviously because she is 5 years older, but you kind of see more of that growth in that like childhood to teenage years. Like 5 years makes a massive difference. She looks so different. But to me, I've said this to a few people now, she looks deep faked or like altered in some, you know, people that put like, use face app, like the Facetune thing, but for videos. That's what it looked like you're almost adding more makeup to her face, or unless she just is wearing a full face of makeup and there's some filters added to it. She looks so much older than I would have expected her to be if she's 14, 15, 16. Also, the way you change between 14 and 16, that really will sway my opinion a lot, because if she's 14, I think they're like putting a lot of filters and makeup on her. If she's 16, I kind of believe that she can look like that with just a bit of makeup, but it just depends on like what the age situation is here. And I just want to say, there are so many creepy guys already being like, oh, I'm not even going to address that. That disgusts me. So yesterday the music video drops, and then she does an Instagram live stream. The first bit of it, the whole thing has been uploaded to YouTube now, and the first bit is just like her messing around, and then the actual live stream starts where she's exposing her father, mainly. Pretty much only her father, and the manager, which actually turns out to not be a manager at all. So she blames everything on the dad, and apparently there's just a lot going on. He was being very abusive to her in many different ways, physically. I don't want to... So he would get women from Craigslist and sleep with them, with her in the room or her in like the general vicinity of the situation, which is obviously super uncomfortable, and it should be some kind of assault of some sort.
First of all, this man, he was bringing, when I was living with him, these are all events that happened before I became famous, because he had not been in my life for years before then. He was bringing random ass women around all the time and literally hooking up with them in front of me. I was a child. When I was living with them, like I said, they were still doing the most out-of-pocket sexual shit in front of me. She would get out of the shower and she wouldn't even put clothes on. And they were always playing these sexually inappropriate movies in front of me, openly in front of me. So that was the norms. Those were the norms in this household.
His current most prominent hookup is her stepmom, who is allegedly like a career scammer. Like, she does this for a living. She scams men, scams people. So it makes sense that she would have gone for this guy who is offering her the world and saying like, oh, I won't even pay child support to my kids so I can buy you more designer stuff, which is an allegation that Lil Tay is making.
And one of those women was named Shima Ali, his assistant. This is her. These are not private this is her. This is her Facebook wallpaper. These are not private photos. Oh my God. I remember one time, it was the middle of the night, and I was awakened by them next to me in the bed. And I could literally, she had her hand on my leg, and I was frozen in place. I was so young at that time. I had no fucking idea what was going on. And I was just frozen in place. And then I moved, and then that's when she took her leg off my hand. They were literally in bed next to me. They did not care, and they were literally disregarding the fact that I wasn't even there. That's fucking insane. He was hooking up with random women all the time, and he found them off of Craigslist. This is his Craigslist email to a random woman who had an ad. Okay, this is the email trying to hook up with people. This is my mom talking to somebody about it after she found out about it. Out of all of the random ass women that came and went, mostly Asian women, because he has an Asian fetish, if you didn't know, only one of them is prominent. And this is where Honey Hope comes in the story. So, Honey Hope, she is Christopher John Hope's wife, currently. And he met her online when she was living in the Philippines. And she is a career scammer. When she was living in the Philippines, she was scamming as a career, which I will get into later. Oh, this is her. That's her right there. That's her and Chris. These are the receipts. This is just one of her victims. This is online. She was a career scammer. So she met Chris Hope online, like usual, because all he wants to do is hook up with women online. But they started having a bond. And he wanted to fly her to Canada, which is exactly what happened. And she left the father of her son to be with Chris because she thought that he would provide her with a luxurious good life and bring her to Canada and all that.
So he would make her eat rotten food, moldy food, send her to school with lunches that are past the expiry date. She would wear shoes that were like damaged, broken, while he's buying the stepmom, the designer handbags, Chanel, the whole lot.
They were feeding me the most disgusting ass food. Look at this. What is this shit? This is what they were packing me for lunch. My mom had discovered that they were packing me this bullshit for lunch. Rotten, frozen, parasitic, moldy. Look at this. That's candy. That's expired candy. These are my mom's text messages to him, sending him these photos and like, why are you sending this to your child for school? These are the text messages. This is him saying he discovered that my mom was sending me lunches after she found out that I was being given rotten food at his place. So she started dropping me off fresh lunches at school. And then what does he say? He says if she continues doing that, he will continue to deduct child support. And my mom was like, what are you talking about? Because how am I supposed to eat what he's giving me? Look at that fuck shit. What is that? She was giving me fresh homemade food and he was getting angry at her for doing that because I wasn't eating it. But I wasn't eating it anyways because that's disgusting. They did not dress me properly. These are shoes I was wearing. The soles are broken. These aren't even the same pair of shoes. Look, both of these soles are broken. These are the clothing they were providing for me. Meanwhile, he was so preoccupied, while I was wearing broken ass shoes, he was so preoccupied with providing Honey Hope, his wife, with these designer bags. This is not even everything. This is not accounting for shoes, clothing, makeup, luxury vacations. He was literally fulfilling all of her fantasies while I was wearing those broken ass shoes. This is her collection of bags. Look, this is not even all of it. I've seen more. This is her TikTok. She's openly bragging about her fucking designer collection of bags. Meanwhile, what the fuck was I wearing at their house? This shows you what type of person Chris Hope is. You will provide this immoral, horrifying, gold-digging bitch with all of her fantasies, everything, and you can't even put proper shoes onto your own child.
And that she ended up in a different situation where like he was sending her to school with moldy food, which her mum discovered while checking obviously the lunches, because Lil Tay wasn't finishing the lunches at school. So then the mum was sending Lil Tay with different lunches to school. Like she would bring in a different lunch to school for Lil Tay to eat, and he was threatening that if they keep on doing that, he'll just stop paying child support, which he ended up doing anyway, because allegedly he owes $250,000 in child support to Lil Tay.
He owes me $250,000 in child support. He still owes it, by the way. He still hasn't paid it. He's legally obligated to pay it. He hasn't paid it.
Apparently there was a lot of abuse happening anyway. They would like scare her a lot, make her watch, like force her to watch horror movies, and then like lock her in rooms and scare her when she was about like 5 or 6.
They forced me to watch many horror movies when I was in their house. One of them was Bride of Chucky, and when they put it on, I couldn't get out of the room, and I was literally sobbing. And I tried to put my face into a pillow when they were playing the horror movie in front of me. And Honey Hope, she had me in a chokehold so I couldn't escape. And I had to sit through the entire Bride of Chucky movie when I was young as fuck. And then afterwards, there's a closet in the room. So while I was still in the chokehold, she shoved me into the closet and locked me in there. And she said, "Go play with Chucky." I thought I was going to die. I was scared as fuck. This traumatized me. They are sick ass people. This is not the only horror movie that I watched, but this is one of the most traumatizing memories that I have, is Bride of Chucky.
They would physically abuse her, and then it got to the point where the stepbrother learnt from them, like that was the behavior that was displayed to him, so then he started doing it to her as well, which is obviously just like a whole dynamic over there.
She would always take out her anger onto me. If her son did anything wrong, it would become my fault. And she punched me, she pinched me. Pinching me was a really big thing. Chris mainly shoved me. And this is one of the worst incidents that happened. This is a police report. They were physically abusing me constantly. And like I said, if her son acted out of line, she would use me as a scapegoat and take it out on me. And in fact, physical abuse of me was so common in this household that her son caught onto it, and he was doing it to me too, and they would just egg him on.
She also addresses the fact that her mum wasn't fired but resigned from the realtor company, which doesn't really mean much. It could just mean that she knew she was going to get in trouble because of the videos that came out, and so she resigned before she could be fired. Or it could mean that she did nothing wrong and she just resigned. And apparently she did end up suing them for something because they kept on charging her money for like her seat in the office, and she ended up suing them and apparently won. So I don't know.
My mom was not fired. It's actually insane how fast that spread. No one did any fact checking. My mom was not fired, she resigned. And afterwards, the realty company that she was with, after they lied about it, they were still charging her desk fees after she resigned, thousands of dollars, and she sued them. My mom sued the realty company and she won. She resigned. Oh my God, I've waited so long to clear that up. My mom did not get fired, she resigned.
She has never had a manager. The manager is someone who's never managed her in his life. I'm assuming he is working with the dad because she's alleging that the dad is like scamming her and exploiting her for money. And the manager had actually set up a crypto coin that was in her name that I guess they were going to pretend that she had died to then sell this crypto coin to make more money off it out of sympathy for her. People would like buy it, which actually I know there are a few YouTubers, I can't like off the top of my head name the YouTubers, but I know I've watched multiple commentary videos on this whole situation when it first happened, even though I didn't obviously post my own video. And I remember a few people saying that it might have actually been Penguin, Moist Critical. I think Moist Critical was the one that discovered the crypto coin. Yes, I've got it here now. Moist Critical found this crypto coin, and I think he was the one that said this could be that they're faking the death because it's an easier way to get sympathy from people so that people will buy this crypto coin and they can make money from it, and then once all is said and done, they can just disappear with the money, essentially. And she believes this as well, so she's saying this as like a confirmed, like that's what she believes has happened to this whole situation.
There have been a shit ton of random ass people, frauds, who have claimed to be my manager. I have never had a manager. All those people are con artists. They're exploiting my name for clout and for industry credit. And okay, this is where it gets into the death hoax. So, as you all know, Chris Hope was the one that did the death hoax. He was trying to sabotage me. Meanwhile, he was working with this other con artist that was claiming to be my manager, and they had a crypto coin together. Their plan was to fake my death and then promote the crypto coin, which, by the way, the manager admitted to. He said he'd been working on the crypto coin for months. These people are frauds. This proves how much the press did not give a fuck about facts. They cared about slandering my name. They did not do any fact checking. As long as you claim to be my manager, they would just take your word for it. As long as anyone claimed that my mom got fired from her job just for controversy purposes, they would just report on it, even though it's not fucking true.
Now, her dad did the faux death thing with the fake manager, like that's confirmed, but then the crypto coin and the intention behind that is obviously, but we can all assume what the intention is. They did win the custody battle against the dad in court, which means that they probably provided enough evidence to show that the dad is exploitative, abusive, etc., enough for the judge to say, yeah, like you shouldn't stay with him. And she says that she's free now, and yeah, this is all so concerning. I know that she's not in the dad's custody anymore, but I don't know how much I trust the mum or the brother either. So to me, it's like this whole, like her coming back to the internet, posting a music video. I don't know how present she's going to be on the platform now. Like, is this the start of like a new career venture for her? I hope she doesn't keep on getting exploited for money by people that maybe she thinks have good intentions but don't. I don't know. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. This whole thing just stinks. And yeah, that's pretty much the update for now. You know, let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. Subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.